Test, test. Is this thing on? Okay. And now, for those in attendance and those listening around the world, it is time for the O on God podcast with your host, Tovaun Anthony.
You're trying hard not to show it. It's too late. We already went there. Let's go.
I'm keeping that in the intro.
But baby, baby, I know it. I'm gonna keep doing this. You sing with me, damn it. You lost that love and feeling. Come on. Whoa, that love and feeling. You still ain't singing with me. Let's go. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone. Gone. Whoa.
I'm done. No. What's good, everybody? It is your boy, Tovaun Anthony. Welcome back to another episode of the O on God podcast. I'm here with... I'm here with this goofball. Well, one of the most talented, one of the most true blue guys I've ever met, especially in the nerd scene, especially in any space in particular. I'm here with EyeQ. How you doing, brother?
All right, not too bad. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty all right. MAGFest is over. We're chilling with you. I think it's going pretty all right.
All right, I'm not complaining either.
Dang, how you feeling? Like now the mag's over.
Relieved.
Relieved?
Relieved. My feet hurt, man.
It's a never ending. You don't stop.
It is a never ending movement. Like you're everywhere, and every night you're up to like 4 o'clock in the morning to have to get up at like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. It's terrible. I mean, it's wonderful. How can I explain? It is wonderfying. There we go. It's wonderful and terrifying.
Is that a word?
It's a word now.
Wonderfying. Wonderfying. Nah, but hey, look, that is the truth. MAGFest, you get there, especially if you're a musician or you're just a guy that a lot of people know, you ain't sitting down.
At all.
You ain't sitting down until it's over.
But I ain't mad at it. You know, like I always just find myself a nice, comfortable couch somewhere. And like the thing that I've come to the realization this year is like everyone that I couldn't find or that I literally hadn't run into, literally once I sat in one place for like an hour, everybody just at some point crossed my path.
There you go.
And that was really cool. I was like, yo. This is like, is this my Mag Zim moment? You know?
Hey, man, look, first of all, MAGFest is like the cookout for like all the, we got a knock. But yeah, MAGFest is like the big cookout for like this whole scene. Like everybody comes in, we're all like family. And as long as you cool, you ain't a dickhead. The boys know who the dickheads are.
Yeah, but, that they do.
Yeah, like if you come in, you cool. You about to have a real good time, and once again, as a musician, you'll be pulled every which way. You're probably gonna end up in somebody's jam, or on somebody's stage,
Play
or on
some
somebody's
video
set.
games.
Yeah, you playing a lot of video games.
Ow.
I was in the arcade like I don't know what, man, but as long as I could stand it, I'm getting old. I can't hang like I used to, man. And I really wish I could. So you performed main stage this year, MPC Collective. How do you feel overall about it?
Relieved.
Once again,
relieved. Well, here's the thing, right? It's been such a long time since we've all been on the stage together, and man, now that this like the time skip has happened, it felt really important, you know. Now, mind you, Peter Parker wasn't here, but it still felt significant, and I was just really happy that people were so receptive. So that for me, it was just a lot to take in. I'm still kind of taking it in now because it's thinking about, you know, when I first came here over 10 years ago versus today, and like looking at how far so many people have come, and just we all wanted to touch the stage at one point in time, and for it to finally be a reality, you know, like is a thing. So it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, man. Look, it took me a minute, especially after last year when I was on main stage. It didn't hit me. Well, it hit me twice. Once when I was actually up there, and that's why I ended up crying, and everybody remembers that moment. And then a week later is when everything finally like settled in my head about what went down, and you know the journey to get there and everything. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
like, but I think one of the more memorable things for me was also just the fact of like so many people wanting to reach out and to have a conversation afterwards, and like just how many of them talked about being so happy to have us there. You know, like, you coming back next year? And it's like,
Y'all don't know how this works.
Oh, well, you see what had happened was we might be able to come back as individuals, but as a collective, we don't know when the next time this might happen. So it could be, 5 years from now. Who knows, right? So just, I guess, getting to enjoy the moment, that's special. And speaking to people, like there was a dude who came on the line and he had a picture from like 2016, right? Or something like that. It was he had taken it a long time ago. My man was just, I just want to, I want to update and take this picture because it's been so long. And I'm just like, wow, like it was crazy. Yeah, dude, it was like 2016, maybe even 2017. But it was like, I'm like, man, in 2023.
Yeah, first of all, reminds you time flies, and then two, that you have an impact on people, man. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's nuts, especially like because you be thinking like, you fuck with your stuff, but then when someone else does, and then they keep on the train.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. Wow, it's been time.
Yeah. And I mean, even as I walked around like today, like I ran into people who were like, man, you made me cry. And I was like, I felt so bad. I was like, I didn't mean to make you cry. Like my apologies, like, no, it was in a good way. I'm just like, okay, cool. So I met a dude who was dressed up as Rufio, right?
Okay.
And so I walk in and I couldn't help myself. So I go, Rufy. And he goes, oh. But then he looks at me and he goes, oh, it's you. And I go, I go, oh, God, what did I do now? What did I do? And he was just like, nothing. You made my friend cry. And it was like, he never expresses feelings. You know, it was one of those, you know what I'm saying?
Stone cold moments. He looks at his boy and he got that one tear coming down, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh, real talk though. Like I guess like maybe because he went through something, right? And it was just kind of like he was just like, yeah, like we didn't expect to get hit in the feels, and so he took me over because I was like, yeah, I'll say hello, and the dude was dressed like Captain Hook. Like that can only happen at like a MAGFest, right? So then I go over there and I talk to Captain Hook, which was the coolest thing. And just sitting and just remembering like how this is therapeutic for people. How in a world that we're watching go nuts, right? It's the first real sense of normacy in a while, right? Because even last year, it was cool, but it felt real like constricted,
Yeah. Like I can agree with that, mainly because attendance was down. It was still like the thick of the pandemic and everything like that. So it was hard to get more people out, but yeah, it did feel very different. Now to me, I was like, it's a little more loose. My nerves ain't here as much, but because still me and big crowds of people. I don't know what's up with me, but no, I definitely get it. And this time of year, when this thing happens, the amount of people that I've talked to that they look forward to this time of year, like to MAGFest every year like so hard. Like they need this as like that way to detach from, as you say, the world is going nuts.
Yeah.
You know, and then they get to see people they like, musicians they love, and even get to connect with these people, you know? And because it is a big family here. We just chill. We do our thing. I like it. And shoot, what was I gonna ask you? What would you say? Nah, you gave me a good moment that stuck out to you. What's another moment that stuck out to you outside of the music part when it comes to MAGFest? Specifically this year.
Outside of the music?
Mm-hmm. Any silly moment, something like that? What's going on?
Oh man. I gotta think. There were a lot of silly moments. However, I think the thing that stuck out to me the most was the reunions of people.
Okay.
So maybe not like talking about something funny, but just seeing the reunions of people was I think the thing that stuck out the most for me. And watching them get the chance to interact with one another. So people that hadn't seen, like I went downstairs and a friend of mine, who I won't say his name, right? But he hadn't been here in a while. And so he got to connect with one of his friends. I think he said something like 3 to 5 years, hadn't seen. But it wasn't as uncommon as you think. There were so many people that were telling me stories like that, like how much joy they felt from being able to see their friends in, you know, almost half a decade, right? Think about how like crazy that is, because we spent X amount of time in a pandemic, right? And finally get out and everybody is afraid to do anything, be around anybody or see anybody. That's huge, right? So seeing that and seeing people like tell me those stories of being like, yeah, you know, like I haven't seen my, like I was the same way. Last year, I went to go see my mom for like the first time in probably 3 years. You know, somebody else did exactly the same thing, because we all like terrified of our, you know, like our parents dying. Because while some of us might be all right from this, right? Some of us aren't. Some of us weren't. And then we think about all of those people that aren't here anymore. I feel like that sense of urgency is very important, and it's important to remember that we're all going through something, right? And so that's probably been one of the biggest takeaways from this for me, is that like I wasn't as attached to everything and everyone as much as it was. I kind of just sat back and watched a little bit more. Like I sat and kind of thought a little bit more, and I wanted to know what was important to me. And looking at like all of the people along the way, I wanted to see what was important to them and what were they getting out of this, and just looking at those interactions, that for me kind of like it helped me a lot this weekend. So I would say that.
I can't let my gangster tear come out. I can't do that on camera no more.
Just remember, you only get one.
You only get one. No, that's beautiful though. But no, it's absolutely true. You know, I was strictly an attendee this year, so I got to sit back and watch myself, and I'm just like, wow. Because I saw online a lot of people posting that they hadn't even been to MAGFest in 3 years or plus, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, so you really, a lot of these people here are people you probably see once a year, you know, if you're consistent with it. So
yeah, like seeing people who are like, man, I only get to do this with my friends once a year. And I was talking about this with somebody. It's like you go out every day, right? And every day you go to work, you're that person, right? Well, when you get off of work and you come to something like this, you get to be you, right?
100%.
So while you're looking at all of these people and these personas that they take on and their cosplays and the different ways that they dress, it's because they're getting to express themselves the way that they don't feel as though they can express themselves in the regular world, right?
On the day to day, yeah.
Right. And so that part, it's important because that's their experience, right? And once a year, you know, they get to come here and literally enjoy that type of music. You know what? There was a moment, now that I think about it, another moment that really stuck out to me, right? And so it was after Cybertronic Spree's main performance, right? If you left that concert and you walked all the way down the hall, there was like an entire section of brass players, right? And some violinists just in the hallway, and they were playing like I think it was Legend of Zelda. And they were jamming, and it was a huge group of people around them. So there was people like Skytoon Network and a lot of those guys. And I thought I saw String Player Gamer. I think he was over there, but it was like a whole bunch of people, and they were just jamming. And as they were jamming, other musicians were coming along with instruments, and they would join in, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm just watching this, and I'm like, out of all the places I go, this is the only place where stuff like that actually happens, where someone says, well, I want to play Legend of Zelda. And somebody else who's a musician is like, yo, I know that song. Let me jump in. So now it becomes a mob of people, and we all over there going nuts over the Legend of Zelda. You know, like, where else does that happen?
I can't name it.
I can't think about it. Like, and I go to a lot of conventions, right? I've never had a moment like that at somewhere else. You know, like, I go to a lot of anime conventions. I've never walked down the hallway and had a huge group of people, you know what I'm saying, just playing something random in anime. And mind you, like, that's my challenge to you, anime community. I need to see that, y'all. We need to do that a little bit more.
Oh, the cards.
Oh.
All right. Either way, well, we have half the video.
Game
but we can
on.
keep this going. Yeah.
Or we
still
can
good?
pause.
That's true.
Mic check. It
Mic
ain't too much
check,
for me to
2, 1,
jam.
3. And
It ain't
we're
too much
back.
for me to jam. It ain't too much for me to jam. It ain't too much for me to jam. It ain't too much for me to jam.
This is crazy. But yeah, nah, like you were saying, that doesn't really happen much anywhere else. And you were just challenging the anime community.
Oh, yes.
I would like to see more of that happen. I would like to see a music and anime festival.
Recording stopped.
Where did it happen? Why? What's going on?
What's going on here,
Unless
recording?
that card is full. I hope that card isn't full. Unless that's the wrong card.
It ain't.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
All right.
What was the last thing we were talking about?
I don't know, but we could pause it and check.
No, wait. I remember what it was. We were talking about
You know he has atrocious timing as far as
just be like, hello.
Wait, y'all still recording? Shh.
Yeah, no, we were talking about how like what you saw happen in MAGFest, how like more people were like coming together and they just started playing music together, started playing Zelda in particular, like how that doesn't really happen in other spaces like the anime space, right?
Yeah, there we go.
And you were making a challenge out to the anime like space.
And that's right, because there are a lot of my anime music nerds. So I need to have that experience somewhere else. Challenge, guys. Challenge.
I would really like to see that in the anime space for real, because it's like that's kind of how I got into the scene in general. That's how Yusuf found me. I was doing anime covers on the internet for the longest.
Yo, you know,
Yeah. And,
that is a thing that I literally found out about you not very long ago. I never knew that.
Yeah, because I had gotten so far away from it. You weren't the only one to question it. Trust me, you were not the only one to question it. They were like, wait, I thought he did like video game stuff and Disney covers. Actually, I have a whole YouTube page that I don't even use anymore. Nothing but anime covers on it.
Oh.
That's what it was. That's what I was doing when I was down in Orlando. Like, it was school, anime covers. That's it. So, yeah, no, I would definitely like to see that, like a music and anime festival.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That would be bananas. That'd be bananas. So, yeah, no, I second that challenge. 100%. Let's go ahead and try to wrap it up here. Is there anything that you want to speak on? Anything you got coming up? Anyone you want to shout out? The floor is yours, brother.
Man, I have at this very point in time. I guess shout out to the collective. Shout out to MAGFest. Shout out to all unproblematic people. Let's see. I don't know. It's a bit much. I don't even know what else. I like to thank my mother and my father. I like to thank Jesus and the Holy Spirit and the Holy Ghost and maybe Santa Claus or as I like to call him, Ho Ho. And
Not gonna lie, I wasn't ready for that one at all.
Oh no. Funny enough, like. So there's a 3-year-old I know because I don't want to scar him later on in life. However, like it's the funniest thing because kids, like how they see the world, right? Mm-hmm. So because he always sees Santa going ho ho ho, he calls Santa ho ho, and I thought it was like the funniest, cutest thing, where it's just like. His name is Santa, and he just goes, ho ho. Santa. Ho ho. Okay, well, he does say it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a level of innocence. It's just like,
yeah.
It's like, I hope you keep this for a while, kid.
Like, yeah, you stay right there.
Oh, I'm calling Santa that from now on, just to mess with my family. What you want for Christmas? Oh yeah, I made a couple wishes to ho ho.
Like who? Santa? No.
Ho
ho.
Oh, say ho.
But yeah. So real quick, other people I think I just thought of the shout out, man. To anybody who pretty much contributed to my Kickstarter. Thank you guys so much. To anybody who came to any of the shows or any of the programming that we had anything to do with, thank you. And thank you guys for supporting and coming to show that love,
Awesome.
That's it.
Yo, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
I'll be contacting you soon because outside of like the MAGFest short versions of the podcast, I want to do full lengths with each and every one of y'all. Yeah. So yeah, and on like the full length, I like to include games, other stuff and other fun stuff. So
yeah,
just
you already know.
For it. Hell yeah. But look, I wish you the best in everything you do. As always, I love you, brother.
And I love you back.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Good fight.
See you next time.
Good night.
All right, fam. Thanks once again for tuning in to another episode of the O on God podcast. Big shout out to EyeQ. Make sure you follow him on social media. Till next time, I'm your host, Tovaun Anthony, and I wish you nothing but health, safety, peace, love, and blessings.